Are you sure we're live?
I think so.
This is like your second live today. If we are live, you're like living live today. That's crazy. You know what I did?
We're live. What'd you do?
I told you to mute your thing so we didn't have an echo.
Oh.
That's what I did. But you know what else I did today? You don't know what I did today?
Was that Mike?
I was with George all day today.
Yeah, you were with my brother.
I was. And you know what we were doing?
Working in a unit.
A huge unit.
A 10 by 30.
Do you know why?
Because it's part of being fun employed.
Because
and
well, it was roughly about the time when I became a man. I saw my first auctioneer with his flying hands. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You do?
Yep.
You feeling me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a crowd was gathered round and I could barely see. That was the day when the auctions got me. Heard him talking fast with his loud voice. From that moment, I didn't have a choice. Had to buy then, had to buy now. You know what that's? What's that? No. I had to figure out how to get it somehow. He said it's going once, now it's going twice. And how could I resist it at that price? Got it for a deal, I got it for a steal. I'm gonna be an AA, George. We're all here in AA, George, until we heal. Well, I got my first unit, I was just a boy, never knew it'd be filled with adult toys. That's true.
That's so true.
But the unit I was working on today with your brother, not a single adult toy.
About 90%.
Not a single. No, there was nothing. There was 0% in that one. It was loaded with drugs, pages of porn. That's the day I found out how I was born. All the dead mice had me scared. Not as bad as the crusty underwear. Had to buy then, I had to buy now. Had to figure out how to get it somehow. Said it's going once, and now it's going twice. And how could I resist it at that price? Got it for a deal, I got it for a steal. I'm gonna be an AA, George. I got your entire family in AA,
They're all addicted now.
Your mom even wants to work with me in storage units on weekends, George.
Weekends only.
Until we heal. 1 turned to 2, 2 turned to 3. Now I own lockers from everybody. People coming up and ask for their stuff. Lucky for them, I'm just nice enough. They can have their junk, they can have their trash, just as long as I can film their
Cash.
Trash.
Okay, we'll go with
trash.
I already said trash. I need something to rhyme with trash.
Trash.
Can film their cash. Okay, I'll take that one. Had to buy then, I had to buy now. Had to figure out how to get it somehow. He said it's going once, now it's going twice. How did I resist it at that price? Got it for a deal, I got it for a we're gonna be an AA, George. Your entire family's in AA, George. Because of me, I'm so sorry. We got other friends that are going to be with us tonight in AA, George, because they have problems just like me. Until we heal.
Welcome to our weekly Auctions Anonymous meeting, guys. This week, tonight, we are hosting. Typically, it's a rotating show. So tonight we will be hosting, and typically we like to start Auctions Anonymous with what we like to call lightning rounds of questions, where we ask our fellow storage buying YouTube channel, which we'll introduce you guys in a sec on the panel, just random questions that have nothing to do with storage auctions.
Baby, these are not random, and these are the most important questions you could ask in life.
All right, let's meet the panel.
All right, bring them on up.
Here they come.
Remember, panel, this is a safe place.
Yes.
This is a safe place to share your story. There is support here.
Yes.
Circle
So
of trust.
we're going to go counterclockwise, and we're going to have every channel introduce themselves and let us know why you're on the panel this evening. We'll start with Bargain Hunters Thrift, Renee and Casey.
Go ahead, Casey, hit it. I talk too much.
Hey guys, why are we here? Because Renee told me to be here on time at 6 o'clock.
I said, woman, be in this room at 6 o'clock.
Be here, woman.
If you want to see a 17th year marriage, you better be here. we have an auction buying problem, and we just need to talk to other folks about it. And it's a problem.
Yeah.
Problem is I didn't buy anything today.
That's
You know what? The first part of the solution is admitting that there's a problem. So we're proud of you guys.
Yes.
It's not really a problem. I'm just lying. I'm just saying it because she's making me.
Locker Nuts, Jack and Jana, congrats on hitting 25,000 subs.
Thank you.
One of them.
Thank you.
Yes. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and explain why you're on the panel this evening.
Well, we're Locker Nuts. I'm Jana. This is Jack. And we are here because we have a problem and it's getting bigger and bigger. So,
Yeah, our problem is that we haven't bought a locker in a week.
What?
Has it been a week?
What the hell are you waiting for? I mean, good job staying on the wagon. Withdraw. Yes. Been there as well.
Grimes, Spike, Justin, and Gina.
Oh, hey guys. Yeah,
Hey.
I'm Justin. This is my wife, Gina. I have this weird fascination with going through like people's like drawers and medicine cabinets. And so it's like really frowned upon to like do it to your friends and family. And so the only other way to do that, like with not knowing, is like buying storage units. So that's like what led me into it.
Did he go through our medicine cabinet when he was here in Ohio?
I wouldn't know, the door was shut into the studio.
Did you
when
lock
you
it?
left the studio, Justin, where else did you go in the house?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, you'll have to watch till after the premiere tonight to find out after.
Oh no! He got secret footage. He's got secret footage, no doubt about it.
Yes. And then we are yours truly, What the Hell's George and
George's other half.
Jeremy. How many units did we buy this week?
I don't want to tell you.
It's a safe place. It's okay.
Oh, so what's today? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Today's Wednesday.
So far, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we've 0. We have the same problem as the Locker Nuts. But there's 2 auctions tomorrow, 21 units tomorrow at noon.
Ooh.
And there's another auction at 3:30. But I was in the Pennsylvania border today working on a giant unit.
On 2 units that you got last week.
Yep, with George.
My brother.
With the past couple days, George, and I have been together working on those units. So lots of fun.
Oh, look
I brought
at
30 grand to an auction and didn't make a single bit. And I just put up the video today. What happened? It was supposed to be this mega unit coming out.
Woo!
And I was like, wah, 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 wah.
Hey, who let the homeless guy in the room?
There he is, Storage Auction Pirate. We just got done introducing ourselves, letting everyone know why you're on the panel tonight and how many units you bought at auction this week.
I'm the Storage Auction Pirate, and I wouldn't be anywhere else in the world because I'm addicted to these storage units. So that's why I come to these weekly meetings, and I haven't bought nothing this week. I went to an auction, I think twice this week, and both times I couldn't find nothing to buy. So we're waiting.
Wait,
for
has
Friday.
anybody bought a unit this week?
Hey, you know why I haven't bought a unit this week?
Because you have a 26-foot box truck of units that I've bought.
That is exactly right.
None of us on the panel have actually bought a unit this week yet.
That's
The week's only begun.
Terrible.
I'm buying units Friday. It's going down.
I just want to say, Hales of a good job. Let's turn it around the rest of the week. We gotta fix this problem.
Mick
I bought a
Jenkins
10. I bought a 10 by 15 on Friday, and it was completely full, and it's 100% sold, gone, and done with as of this morning. So
Oh,
Quick
nice.
flip.
We like quick flips. Mick Draper sent a $2 super chat, says, how do we buy a lot? I wonder if she's asking about the auction I did earlier.
Probably. Do you want to answer that really
Yeah.
quick, and then we'll get into lightning
So
questions?
the auction, that the bulk auction that I was on earlier this evening at 6 on Donatella Tortellina's channel is I lot up different things and then a lot. So if you participate during the actual live, they give you instructions on what to do if you want to bid on a lot. So my next auction is actually scheduled for November 13th at 6 o'clock, which is a Wednesday. And then I'll be giving additional information when that time comes.
But the time now is the lightning round of questions to
Yes.
see which storage unit buying channel has the right answers. We're going to start with Bargain Hunter Swiss, then we're going to go Grimes Finds, then we're going to hit Storage Auction Pirate, and then Locker Nuts. Here we go.
Yes. Now,
Remember,
before we start, here are the rules. You only have 3 seconds to answer each question. Okay,
I was
that's
unaware
why it's
there
called
were
the lightning
rules.
round.
Oh, they make those rules because I was the show tonight.
Yeah.
Just give
Renee
it-
talks to
Yeah,
you.
it's like the Renee's
you're
going to
ready.
be the show. We
All
can't.
right.
You gotta have
All right.
Ready.
answers.
Bargain Hunters Thrifts, are you ready? Question number 1, lightning round. Here we go.
3 seconds.
3 seconds. What happens first? Do you wake up or do your eyes open first?
Wake up.
That is incorrect. I'm sorry. All right, we've got Grimes Finds. Why does McDonald's not sell hot dogs?
I don't know.
That is incorrect. All right, we've got Storage Auction Pirate. Are eyebrows considered facial hair?
Yes.
Yes, that is correct.
That is
Nice
correct.
job. That is facial hair. It's on the face. All right, Locker Nuts. At a movie theater, which armrest is yours?
The right one.
Both.
That is correct. Jack, Jana, I'm sorry that was wrong. Jack, you are right on it. All right, we got Bargain Hunters Thrifts. Do vegetarians eat animal crackers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is correct. Yeah, Chris. All right. We got Grimes Finds. Why do superheroes wear their underwear on the outside of their clothes?
Because you can.
That is correct.
That is
Nice
correct.
job. Nice job.
It's a fashion statement.
All right. Storage Auction Pirate Mike. Can you cry underwater?
Of course.
Absolutely wrong. I'm sorry. That one was incorrect. Okay. Locker Nuts. Why are there no B batteries?
All right.
That's a good question.
Mhm.
That is correct. Exactly. All right. We're back to Bargain Hunters
That
Thrift.
was a caveman answer.
It looks like a
Double point for that one.
Yes, double the point.
Bargain Hunters Thrift. How do you handcuff one-armed man?
With the other hand.
That is correct. I'm not sure where she was going with it, but let's just go with it. What do you say?
Yeah, easy.
Just go with it. Okay. All right. Grimes Fine. If you're bald, what hair color do they put on your driver's license? That is incorrect. I'm sorry, Grimes Fines. All right, Storage Auction Pirate. Is it still illegal to park next to a fire hydrant, even if your car is on fire? That is correct.
Correct.
You would get fined for that. Absolutely. And Locker Nuts has a video of a boat on fire parked next to a fire hydrant. You'll see it. You got to see that. Okay. All right, Locker Nuts. Can you daydream at night?
No.
That is incorrect. I'm sorry. Bargain Hunters Thrifts. Why does quicksand work so slowly?
That's a good question.
That is correct.
Correct.
Nice job. That's a point right there. All right. We've got Grimes Fines. What do you do when you see an endangered animal that is eating an endangered plant?
These are funny.
Let it eat, it'll grow back.
Casey, these are serious questions. What is the answer, Grimes Fines?
Let it eat, it'll grow back.
Let it eat it and grow back. That is correct. All right. All right. Storage Auction Pirate. If money doesn't grow on trees, then why do banks have branches?
It skipped on the question.
That is correct. Nice job. Nice job. Locker Nuts. Can a short person talk down to a taller person?
Yes.
That is correct.
Speaking from experience.
All day. All day.
And that question didn't land on you. These are very random. It has nothing to do with you. All right. This is Bargain Hunters Thrifts. Why do people say slept like a baby when babies wake up every few hours screaming?
Because they don't just care. They sleep without a care.
That is incorrect. I'm sorry. No point there.
You answered. Yours always right.
Fine. If parents say never take candy from strangers, then why do we celebrate Halloween and trick or treat when we tell them to go door to door and they can't see anything and they're blind in the dark taking candy from strangers?
Because we're all hypocrites.
That is correct.
Right?
Double points for honesty. All right. Storage auction pirate. Why is it called a funny bone when you hit it, it's not funny at all?
Right.
Because it's not a very serious bone.
That is correct. That is correct. Locker nuts.
He said it with a straight face.
Locker nuts. Why do dogs like the smell of other dogs' butts?
Oh.
I don't want to know.
That is correct. Nice job. Bargain hunters thrifts. Why do overalls have belt loops since they're held up at the top of by the straps?
That's the way they were manufactured.
That is correct.
Anything she says is correct.
Crime
Like
time.
their locker,
Crime
you
time.
sell for $20 because they're a hot commodity, especially right now. With Halloween.
Hot.
They're making their way back.
Yeah. No. They're a high demand item.
Mhm.
That's more than 3 seconds. I object.
Sorry.
Grimes finds.
So you make
Why
money
do
with.
people say heads up when what you really should do is duck?
Wait, I did not understand that at all.
That is correct. Nice job. Storage auction pirate. Why does a round pizza come in a square box?
What's the only thing that makes sense?
That is correct. And dollars. All right. Locker nuts. Why does Tarzan have a beard? Why doesn't Tarzan have a beard?
That's a good question. Come
How
on.
did he get so clean shaven?
No clue.
Another caveman answer.
5 points for that answer. Locker nuts, you are our winner. Your prize, you got 25,000 subscribers. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I like
I like the bell.
it. Good job, everyone.
Nice job. All right. If you've got questions for these channels and your panel tonight, make sure you post it down in the comments. We've got some questions and we want to get to your questions as well. Easiest way to get a question to the panel is to send a super chat. That way it just, boom, comes right up in front of us. So first question is going to be based off of, we hear people say all the time, and many on this panel say it, it's easy to buy, it's much more difficult to sell.
Right.
So-
Marina sent a super chat. Appreciate it, Marina.
But boom. What we want to know is the aspect of selling. What is your favorite way to sell? Now, let me give a little bit more premise to that. There are a million ways to sell a million different things. What is your favorite way to sell something or how to sell something? We're going to start with Bargain Hunters Thrifts. What's your favorite way?
Well, I'm going to rephrase it a little bit, not necessarily favorite, because everybody that's been in the business for a long time knows no matter how you sell, it's going to be somehow a pain in the butt on every venue. But my favorite way to sell, most productive way, would be through a thrift store, because you can have a universal different types of customers and you set it up and people come in and sell. And also we've done the swap meet online exclusive, thrift store exclusive, and the most successful we've been in the business in the long run is with the thrift store, with the retail store, and then take advantage of other branches as we need them.
Right. And at a thrift store, it's good till gone. You put it on the shelf. It could sit there for 30, 90, 180 days, but it'll sell eventually.
People always get mad at us, why don't you have more stuff online? We don't need to. People come every day, 7 days a week, 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, come in to buy. And I got people that are looking for 99-cent shirts that don't have any value anywhere else. And I got people that will buy $2,000 baseball cards. So I got a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So Bargain Hunters Thrifts, obviously, they've got a brick and mortar or storefront. So that's a great way to sell as well. How about Grimes Finds? What's your preferred method?
Well, our preferred method is our only method,
Our only method.
and that's through our own auction site. We're an online auction house, and we filter everything through there. I could sell on eBay. There's some things people do, but I had a dream to build my own database, to be my own eBay basically, with this massive database of kind of like Renee said. I have stuff that I need to sell that's garage sale type stuff, but we deal in a lot of high end antiques and collectibles, and so we basically want everybody in the world is a customer to us because they all buy something. whether it's a regular everyday home good item, or clothes, or arts and antiques. And so anyway, we only sell through our site because you think about it, when you sell through eBay and things like that, you're paying them a percentage, and so and also the time and the effort it does to do all the packaging and stuff. So we actually, we're very competitive in our pricing, but we have handling fees. We use the buyer's premium, which is standard in all auction companies across the U.S. But so instead of paying eBay, we collect that and actually have more to go towards our overhead. So anyway, I will only sell stuff through our auctions, everything from bags of socks through whatever we find. We're going to sell it through there because it doesn't do me any good to build my business or database to sell it anywhere else.
So we're seeing two very different ways of selling, but yet still two very effective ways for selling. Renee and Casey have a brick and mortar. They have a thrift store. That's a phenomenal way, and it works extremely well for them. Justin and Jenna, they have an online auction house, and that's extremely effective for them. So what we're seeing is very different ways. What about Storage Auction Pirate? Mike, what's your favorite way to sell?
Well, I don't have an absolute favorite because I have two places I really sell. I like to buy storage units to turn and burn. I want to get the best stuff for eBay, so I love to put my better stuff on eBay, but I have to get rid of the other 95%, so I love the flea market because I can go and off a 16-foot trailer every single time I go out, so I can move faster to buy the next one to get the better stuff, to repeat that process for mass production. So I have those two favorites.
So you rely heavily on the flea market. When you take your 16-foot trailer out, do you come back with it empty, or do you fill it back up with things that don't sell? What's your process?
Most of the stuff I take to the flea market is not really good eBayable, but there is some pricey items. But if it's less than $20, it goes in the dollar and free pile. And I pretty much come home empty every time because I have a guy who hauls my trash off. So I have a huge sale, do a dollar sale, then I yell free for 30 minutes, and then I box it up, leave it in a pile. My garbage guy takes it, and I'm empty every single time. That's what like I said, I did that 15-foot unit in 2 trips, Monday and Wednesday, 100% done. Everything's gone but the eBay and Poshmark stuff.
Wow. Turn and burn. Hustle, grind, rewind. All right. Another very, very different system. So we got a brick and mortar thrift store. We've got a online auction house. We've got the beauty of the actual flea markets right there. All right. Locker nuts. What about you guys?
I mean, like Mike said, there's definitely places for each of these venues. We do the flea markets, we do eBay, and love eBay for those niche products because we can get some really good money for stuff that you just can never get at the flea market. But we do garage sales. But I'd say the most fun, since the question was what's the most fun, I'd say is the antique, the Alameda flea market. We only did it once, and it was a blast. Just because it's just like, there's like this funky vibe there, like people coming from San Francisco. There's like a younger demographic. It's very hip, and they had money. They got that tech money. It was just it was just different. It was a lot of fun, and we made some good money too.
Yeah, there's also another flea market that's kind of higher end that we've done too a few times, and that one's Deanza, and it's really good. I like going to the flea market, the nicer one. That's super fun. I love garage sales. I've always been a garage seller since I was like young. So it's just fun, and we like to do it. But that's probably it. But each thing, like we're similar to Mike in that way. It's just, but Jack does kind of sort everything. It's like high end, eBay. We do the marketplace too on Facebook as well. So.
Adam Exploits has a follow-up question for you. Why do they call it a flea market or a swap meet? Couldn't they come up with a better name?
Right?
I know, right?
That is correct.
I've never.
Do you guys want to hear the ultimate way that my dream is of selling one day? Sorry, I think I overspoke you. Do you guys want to hear the ultimate machine, the ultimate selling machine?
Yeah,
absolutely. Let's hear it.
Okay, and I'm going to have to give credit where credit is due. Me and Dave Hester talked about this before too, and there's another guy that kind of has a machine like that. But for me, the ultimate store, if I ever do, like if I do the next store, it would have to be 15 to 25,000 square feet. There would be 2 main stores. Half of it would be, so 2 main stores, one of the main stores, and those 2 stores probably would take 80% of the shop. So 40% would be a consignment shop where people bring me furniture all day long. We pick what we want, and we do 50-50. I don't have to go buy anything. I don't have to do anything. People bring it to me.
To you.
Yeah, I get 50-50. Also, auction buyers, maybe you get 2 or 3 bedroom sets, but you don't want to take that to the swap meet. So you bring them to me, we'll cut your check when it sells. The other half would be, and so in a consignment shop also, you could be high-end jewelry, high-end vases, high-end items. The second half, 40%, would be 40% a thrift store, which is all the clothing, which is the number one money maker, and all the low-end stuff and average stuff. In a consignment shop, you would also have baseball cards and all that high-end stuff. Then in the back, 10% would be an eBay warehouse of stuff that only specializes with eBay. There'll be 2 people working full-time. There'll be the sorting area, the eBay area. Everything gets listed on eBay. And then the final 10% would be an auction that goes off once a month. And you just keep on putting lots into that auction. That auction would be an online auction, just like Crimes Finds does, and a live auction. And you have a lot of furniture pieces, some collectible pieces. It's live plus online at the same time. And then have all that business together. Just have trailer loads coming every day.
And tell them who kind of does that. Do you want to share or no?
No, because I don't want to put other people's business. So there's one that's Redland Thrift out here in San Bernardino. They kind of have it like that.
Kind of, and it was really good idea to maximize their dollar.
Kevin?
But a lot of that idea is Dave Hester, me and him talked a lot about that. We even talked with a couple, and we even talked about.
I was talking about it this morning.
We even talked to a couple other people in the past where maybe 3-4 storage buyers get together and just build this ultimate machine where we just go through units and like, okay, this go thrift, so this consignment, this is going to go to a weekly auction. This is just going to go straight on eBay, So
we actually have a consignment store that we use locally sometimes as well. And if we have a really big piece or a really cool piece and we know the owner, and if we don't have a place for it, we just drop it off over there, and that's worked out really well.
Yeah, consignment stores here in San Diego kill it. And like I said, even so, we have a thrift store. We always try to buy units with furniture. But what sucks, because people, and I don't know if that's because we're close to Mexico, because a lot of people buy furniture from Mexico. But if I see a couch I can sell for $200, I'm going to pay at least $100 anyway. So might as well have not to put out any money, and people bring it to me. I don't have to hunt it and still make 50%.
So you guys are talking about consignment in the aspect of selling, and really the person in the chat right now that specializes with consignment is obviously Justin Grimes. So Justin, as we're trying to encourage people to sell, and Casey and Renee just gave a plan for their ultimate machine, how does your machine work as an auctioneer with consignment? Can you explain that to everybody? If they wanted to sell through you, which obviously is something with what the HaleS is doing right now, and Justin will even have a video later tonight. Who's echoing? Is it? It's okay. And so Justin will have a video later tonight of even more of the items that are going up for auction. How does that machine work for you, Justin, when people want to sell through you on consignment?
The process is, well, I guess it's changed over the years, because when we first got started, obviously we took about everything, right? Because you're just trying to keep the overhead paid for. Now we've actually had to just, probably over the last 2 years be more picky, right? Because it doesn't do me any good to take, because I've had a ton of people want me to come get their storage units in Dallas. And as much as I'd want to do that, it's not good business sense for me, right? Because I can go get those items at pennies on the dollar too and make 100% of the money back. And so, but how the process will work now, if we do take antiques and collectibles, specialty collections, things like that, we will handle those. So basically, they either bring them in, or we have jewelry and coin consigners that live out of state, and they'll mail those in on like a regular basis. But so they just send it to us. Some people in the mail who've been doing it for years, and then we process it for them. Most people want a check. Some people want you to fly to California and give them cash. Everybody's different, and so, but that's how it works. Okay, you got that? All right. By the way, we'll be in California in a week.
It's much easier with check or PayPal.
Yeah. So anyway, hey, that's what Grimes Fund does. You want cash? I'm coming to California. I'm bringing you cash. I am pleased. Dang it.
Well, look at that.
How long are you going to be there for?
Huh?
How long
are you going to be there?
If we get everything done that I want to get done, so we're finishing y'all's auction today. The partial catalog will be up later, but we're trying to get 1,000 complete lots for your sale. And then I need to get one of my own sales up, right? Because I do make a percentage off consignment, which is good if here's the deal. Normally, when I go to Ohio to get a truckload, a 26-foot truckload of good stuff, well, actually, I'm overly excited about what Jeremy sent me because I'll be honest, I thought it was all going to be his leftovers, but it wasn't. It was good. It was good stuff. But normally, I wouldn't go to Ohio to do that. But literally, 45 minutes away from them is where I was meeting the guy from New York to pick up his collection. And so it made business sense for me to go ahead and just shoot back down 45 minutes and pick up another 26-foot truckload of stuff. And so anyway, then we process it. And then, you know what? I might just have to pay, Jeremy, I think I want to give you the same service. What if I brought you cash to Ohio in November?
You're coming back, right? Isn't there more from the Magoo unit?
What if you bring Storage Auction Pirate with you? Because we all know my auction is going to make more money than his auction, and he's going to have to come and buy a unit anyway. So I think that should be part of the process.
Our auction's going to take a pirate's booty by storm.
By hailstorm.
That's a bold statement.
So that's the way that the consignment works is they bring it in, and depending on typically more higher end stuff, I have a lower percentage, right? Because there's a lot of auctioneers, especially just that I know in Texas, they get really greedy, right? They want to up their buyer's premium, which all that does is that steals from your consignor, right? Because all they're going to do is bid less. And so I think to be fair to the bidders and the consignor, you got to keep a balance. But anyway, we used to only do consignment auctions on antiques and collectibles. That's what we did strictly for a couple years, because back when Storage Wars first came out and every Tom, Dick, and Harry was out there, like spending 20 times too much on units, like it wasn't a good business for a while, just because of the people out there. I know it was here in Dallas, so just overbidding on stuff. So anyway, now we still take consignment and we process our own stuff. So.
Okay.
All right, we're going to transition to Storage Auction Pirate. Before we do,
let's do some super chats.
Why do you want to read the first one?
Sure. Marina Rooney sent a $5 super chat. Says, "Just saying, I feel like I'm watching all of my superheroes at once. Thank you for all your time and dedication. Love you guys. Hugs and kisses, Marina from New Zealand."
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Marina. Woo!
So that begs the question.
Wait, there's more. Ken Ryan sent a $10 super chat, but no comment. Appreciate it.
Baby, just hold a second. Storage Auction Pirate. Marina said she feels like she's watching all of her favorite superheroes. If you were a superhero, what would your superhero name be, and what would your powers be, Mike?
Oh, Captain Love, because my superpower would be to give everybody love in the world. That's what I'd want to be.
I have a very funny joke that's not appropriate. So, all right. So, Captain Love, you'd be giving love to everybody. Locker, what would your super
put it that way?
And what would your powers be?
You want to go first?
No.
Because you asked that question on our live the other night. It's kind of a little bit easier. My power would be invulnerability.
He always says you always relate to the Hulk, so we always joke about that.
Sure, I'll take that one. Is it copyrighted?
It's copyrighted.
But what would yours be? She wants to read minds.
I'd love to be able to read minds.
How about Mrs. Nosy Pants or something like that?
No, that's not exactly a superhero kind of name.
Reading minds would make selling so much easier, wouldn't it?
Right. And play poker.
I just played poker if I can read minds.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, Renee would do incredible if he could read minds in poker.
Oh yeah.
So, Renee, Darwin Terwilliger, I can't even say it right now. Can you say it, baby? His last name?
Terwilliger
wants to know, do you have any pets? And if so, what types?
Yeah, Renee's the pet.
No, we don't have any pets. We used to have a cat that was bulimic and threw up everywhere. So every morning throw up. And we have a lot of nice things in the house because of the business. So I'm tired. I love pets, but I have a tendency to shit, throw up, or tear everything up. So no pets.
Yeah, we don't have any pets. They all died.
Aww.
The kid's still alive though.
Justin and Gina have a little doggy. You just have the one dog?
Oh no.
We have two.
Mine is in there over his the Chihuahua Scout. He's in there over the food bowl right now. And when he gets there, we call him Curtis Jackson because that's his evil like alter ego, and he ain't coming over here right now. But that's Milo.
This is Milo.
Oh, so cute.
Stitch in there anywhere?
I know, right? I love Milo and
Where
Stitch.
do the dogs sleep at night?
Between
With
us.
Yeah.
That's why you won't let me get a dog? Mike, any pets?
Me, I have no pets. No, I have.
What about
two
that
children
thing
and
growing on your head?
What's that?
Nothing. Never mind.
I got 2 children. That's all the time I have to take care of something.
Locker nuts, pets. What are their names if you have any?
We do. We have a red fox lab, and her name is Bella. And I love dogs. We've actually bred her. And then we have Luna, our British short hair, who's on lots of our videos and has got a bit of an attitude. So.
Oh, where were they when we were there in May?
Bella was there, and so was Luna.
Do you remember seeing dogs?
Absolutely.
Oh, I
baby,
don't
remember. I have the memory. You have the looks.
My memory isn't the greatest sometimes.
We complete each other. All right. Adam's Exploits wants to know. We'll start with Bargain Hunters Thrifts. Do you think that the storage auctions are back to normal prices again after the big craziness of online auctions raising the prices? What are your thoughts, Casey and Renee and Casey? Are prices normal again?
I think they've really calmed down. When the show first started, prices were outrageous. It was like people would pay $2,000 for a 5x5, and you're like, there's only 5 boxes in there.
But you know, the key to storage auctions, I tell all the newbies, you know, go for like a month to your area, go to the different runs, see what stuff goes for. Because you're going to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the prices are bloodbath, you barely can do anything. And then Thursday, Friday, everybody's busy and the stuff is going cheap. I got a video coming out where we just went to a big run in San Diego. And like one unit, I said, well, I have a pickup truck here. I throw it in the thing for $150, which is like top dollar. But I'm here and I just buy it just to buy something. It goes for $375, and that whole day, all the units went to crazy prices, and I filmed them all and what they were going for. So you guys get to see San Diego prices on a crazy day. I mean, like you see one good unit, you're like, okay, $500-$600 is probably good buy, and like somebody's like $1,800.
And we live in a very unique city because one, there's a lot of big buyers, and we also compete with people that buy goods here in America and send it over to Mexico. So not only are we competing with San Diego people, Riverside, and sometimes LA people that come to San Diego, but also the Mexicans. And I don't mean the derogatory Mexican.
She's Mexican, so she can say it. The Mexicans. First,
transition to Grimes Times. We got a super chat from Katie Adams.
Katie Adams works with the Grimes Finds team.
Katie Adams is the Grimes Finds team. She keeps what I could see.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, let me brag on that girl. I almost call her a chick, but that's cool. She knows I'll call her a chick. But let me tell you something. That chick is she is doing a phenomenal job. I'm trying to actually be able to steer the wheel of this beast I'm trying to create.
She just got promoted.
No, I'm telling y'all. I mean, she's really. But this last week, she's been learning on how to go through process, how to properly lot and things like that. And she's just nailing it, man. She's getting it all together. So if she can get out there and load trucks with the best guys that I know, I mean, that girl, she's 22.
She's 24.
She's 24. And I promise you, she's going to be the best auction house manager in the world in a couple years. I mean, that girl is, I mean, I couldn't do it without her. She's awesome.
So that being said, and she is awesome, what do you think about prices now on storage units, as Adam's Exploits asked? Do you think it's normalized now? Do you think online is higher than live higher than online, which taking into consideration, depending on your region, is going to make a big difference. And Renee just stressed that San Diego prices are very different than other areas. So, Justin, what about your area? What's going on with prices?
I think I would answer this question differently, how I kind of said the units got really expensive. Well, that's because I was part-time selling, like out of my garage and things like that. I had a corporate job. And so that, it's a numbers game. You got to go through so many lockers to find so many great things, right? That really add to the big part of your overhead every month. And so now that we've created this kind of this like pumping the lots through, Now it's really like people don't believe you, but it's almost impossible to lose the money on a unit. So now I don't see them. I really don't care about the prices right now because of the way that we've learned how to piece it out down to the flatware, even the cheap flatware, even through scrap metal. And I'm working on some recycling plans. But right now I don't think they're expensive. But if you were a smaller buyer, I think that to be honest, your best way is to go to live ones because down here the live ones are super cheap. Super cheap. Mike's been here. Hopefully some more of y'all come here and bid on some units, but they're cheap. But online, they typically are because they have a broader buyer base, right? Because it's easier for guys like me. It's hard to get away to go to the auctions all day. And so when I go, it's got to be worth it. So I buy in bulk. But anyway, I think it's calmed down a lot, but I guess expensive is subjective, right? It depends. It's different for everybody, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to depend on your area. And like you said, and I think Renee said it very well, you want to know the machine to get rid of things and to sell. You've perfected your machine to sell. Mike, what about in your area? What do you think about prices online versus live?
Well, I don't go I don't do online auctions very much because I personally think it's harder to get a good unit because everybody in the world sees it. I hunt for really particular units. I like generally pricey units, and everybody will drive like 700 miles to pick up that unit. So onlines are harder for me because I'm looking for those particular ones. So hunting in person is much better for me because my crowd that I got to compete with is usually 1 to 2 people willing to have the nerve to put their hand up $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a unit, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm hunting those specific units, and really those have all been the same prices since I started this, whether it's online or in person. I think nothing's really trended differently.
Can I add one thing, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Because I didn't answer the online question. So the general rule, and I think a lot of you guys will agree with that, on the low-end junkie units, they usually go pretty cheap online because most people that just exclusively buy online, they don't want to buy those units. But the high-end units, when you think it's a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 unit, I've seen online go for $12,000, $13,000. I actually seen a unit online in New York sell for $32,000 on storagetreasures.com, which had comic books in it and stuff. And my brother, he buys exclusively online in Las Vegas, and he's about to start a new YouTube channel that we'll promote too. And he's been getting like incredible finds in like $50 to $200 units. Like the stuff he's pulling out there lately is like amazing. Like it's like wow. So just to add on, I think the low end stuff is cheaper online, but the high end stuff is like double online. Yeah. So it's a catch-22, you know.
I agree with that.
Locker Nuts, what's your guys' take on the prices and what's happening in the area?
Yeah, I agree with what Renee just said. It's if you want to be, like the term I like is a pooper scooper. If you want to take up those low end ones, there's still plenty of deals to be had. You can get them for $1, $5, $10. There's a lot of them, but you're taking a big chance. But that's where a lot of guys are doing really well, right? They're finding some good stuff in there. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of dump runs. But it seems to me that the good ones are getting more expensive. To me, it seems that way. I've actually had a couple other buyers come and tell us that they feel that us YouTubers are ruining the business. This is just an opinion of a couple individuals, but that we're ruining the business because we're making everyone think that, every locker's got something worth paying a lot more money for, so they're going a little bit higher and stretching. I don't know if that's true, but it does seem to be a little high. But we talked before about how seasonally the prices tend to come down around Christmas, right? Especially December, January, like right after Christmas. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, hoping to get some better deals.
It's been expensive lately.
They used to say it about storage was if you storage was people, you ruined the business.
Yeah.
And I tell people, it's like, we don't ruin the business. We just give people that don't have options. We give them different options. We give them different chances. We give them second chances to live a dream. Because a lot of people, especially in America, we get brainwashed that we have to go for 250 years to college and we have to work for somebody and we got to hope they sign our paycheck every Friday. And people like us, we don't do that. We go work and, sometimes we work 100-hour weeks, but we can make it happen. And everybody else says, oh, it's not true. But everybody in this panel obviously knows it's true. And, anybody can do it. And even I'll tell you one thing, and I'm going to be honest about that, and I hope I don't get in trouble. But my brother has 5 kids. And then his wife ended up, they ended up getting divorced. And, he's basically taking care of the 5 kids. And he doesn't have no high executive job or anything like that. And I've been pushing him to go to storage units. And then he has a new long-term girlfriend that started doing it. And his life is like totally taking off the stuff he's pulling out. And he does it mostly with the low units. And you're totally right, Lachlan. It's a lot of the units he buys are like total dump runs. But for him, if he works a day and spends $50 in the unit and pulls out $500 worth of merchandise and dumps it for free, that's a great day. So
Happy Meals for all those kids.
yeah, and people always get mad that they say the same thing, ruining the business. I'm like, no, we're just educating people and giving people a chance, you know. And who works the hardest is going to win. That's the American dream. If I work harder than the next guy, well, that's the difference, you know. It's the buying is easy.
You do work harder than the next guy.
Not late, he didn't do nothing
Renee
today.
works really hard.
But it's like, you know, building the machine, and people just get mad because we're sharing knowledge. And like, you know what? To me, like with the YouTube channel, like we could be quiet about it. And like, even if I go to auctions here, people try to tease you all the time for filming and talking trash and stuff like this. But I'm like, look, I just share knowledge. And if I make a difference, and all you guys, if you make a difference in one person's life, that's worth it, you know? That's giving back.
So killing the business, we obviously aren't killing the business. We're actually increasing and growing the business and giving hope to others who can be in the business. And one of the things we always say is there is a unit out there for everyone.
And not every unit is for us.
And so we always tell this to people. 99% of the units that we see, that's 99 out of every 100, we would never buy. It's not for us. And I would assume, what is it? Well, I think Justin buys every single one he sees. But for the rest of you guys,
That would be me too.
how do you determine what you buy? And really, let's focus on how you're going to flip it and how you're going to sell it. Does that make a determining factor? Let's start with Bargain Hunters Thrift.
For us, it's definitely what we need in the store. You know, most likely.
It's usually me saying, "Buy it, Renee, buy it."
At cases when everyone buy it if it's full.
It's great. You can buy it.
And then we really shoot for. We got that one rule. You know, that top 5% of units that you just see every now and then. We're at a point in our business where we buy those no matter what. If we think it's $6,000, but we got to spend $10,000, we'll buy it. That's at live auctions. Online is a little bit different because the prices go crazy.
Yeah.
But we buy a lot of stuff that we buy at store. I buy anything commercial, anything that's not top 5% of quality. And then most of the stuff we shoot for these days is pride of ownership and high-end stuff. Even though some of the best money makers sometimes percentage-wise can be the lower units. I'm looking for clean and good for the store.
How about Grimes Finds team?
To be honest, like, you're kind of joking about it, but it's the truth. So, like what I could have said earlier, I literally get in my box truck, and usually someone's driving it, and I'm on the computer bidding on online ones while I'm heading to the next live one. But no, when I buy like Renee buys for his store. I buy for my business. What you see on our channel is me just trying to build a business, and that's exactly what we're doing. So I just buy in bulk, and I have a budget for every auction, and then I go out and I try to see how many 26-foot trucks I can fill up, bring it back, process it, and then do it again.
So really your system, Justin, is based on volume. The more volume you get, the higher percentage you have of hitting it big.
Well, I've got it down to really when I can look at like a 10 by 20. I love 10 by 20s and bigger. That's what I love those.
Me too.
And because Renee, because you buy in bulk too. You just want to, you need inventory, and that's what I need. And as fast as we pump that stuff through there, like it's just, I don't know.
It's because on 10 by 20s, there's only so many boxes of dishes you can have, so many boxes of underwear. So on a 5 by 10, you get your basic living things. Once you go to about 10 or 20, unless you're some incredibly crazy hoarder or trash picker, you got to have something else in there. Now, will it be Snap-on tools or die-cast collection or Barbie collection or your grandparents' stuff? If you fill up a 10 by 20 top, 90% of this time, something else is going to be in there. Where on 5 by 5 or 10 by 10, unless you see it, it could just be basic household things, you know.
Well, like the 10 by 20s, like I know typically if it's a full 10 by 20, I know worst case scenario I'm going to pump $3,000 to $5,000 out of it. I can squeeze that out of that unit.
That's if it's trash.
And then yeah, if it's trash, and then I can go. I'll look at what collectibles do I see? Do I see tools? What do I see? And then I'll kind of go, all right, I'm crazy when I'm there. I'll spend like $2,000 on a unit, and then people come up to me about, man, what did you see? And I'll be like, I just saw bulk. I think that's a $15,000 unit to me if I piece it out down to the freaking flatware. And so that's how I do is based in bulk, and then the quality I kind of have a sliding scale of. I kind of know what a full unit can bring in.
people say that stuff all the time, and I know I'm talking too much. Sorry, but real quick, like I'll see him buy like 20 boxes, pay $700, and I'm like, okay. Then I buy a unit for $2,000 with 300 boxes. Like, well, what did you see? Why you pay? You crazy? I'm like, it's real simple math. 20 boxes at 700 at 35 bucks a box, which means you got to do about 40 bucks a box to break even. I buy 300 boxes at 2,000. That's about $750 a box. I got to do about $950 a box to break even. Simple math, you know? It's like, and I have a better chance with more boxes.
Right.
Storage Auction Pirate, how about you? How do you decide?
What is the exact question here?
Well, when you're looking at those units, how are you deciding? What's your deciding factors as far as bidding?
I have a weird strategy. I try to picture what the person looks like. I try to picture like the life they lived, how they took care of their stuff, because it depends on if I'm just buying something for $200 to make 400, or am I spending $7,000 of spending $5,000. An expensive unit, I'm trying to figure out what these people collected, where, you know, there's psychology of people, and it usually pays off. It's hard to explain my strategy because it comes from moving furniture and studying people for so long. When I did that, and then loading storages, I used to pack and load them for a living. So it's like I kind of read a storage unit from front to back, like what's in there. And I don't know how to really explain my process other than that.
All right, Lock or Nuts, how about you guys?
I think because we're kind of smaller time, and because I do most of the physical work myself. Unfortunately, I'd say a lot of my buying depends on how much stuff I have. So if I have a full garage and I have a locker waiting to get cleaned out, I'm definitely more timid on the bidding. And if I'm all kind of cleaned out and need inventory, then I'll be a little bit more aggressive with the bidding. And I don't think that's necessarily a smart way, because I think we miss some good units, or we take on some junk when we shouldn't have. But that definitely does sway whether or not I bid or how much I spend.
For me, I'm similar to Mike. I like trying to figure out what the person is about and kind of the psychology of it. I really am into that. And then just trying to like profile what kind of things they buy and the quality of it, or brands, and just get a sense of what they, you know, I like old things and I like nice things. So I try to get a sense if either one of those are in it. And those are the things that get me excited to bid.
So, Jack, you bring up an important point. You said whether you can fit it or not, right?
Yeah.
So let's figure out how much space I see Justin giggling. Let's figure out how much space everybody has. So, Jack, where do you store? And let me be clear, this is not a size comparison question. But Jack, where do you store everything?
So I've got a 3-car garage. I pretty much clean most of our personal stuff out and put it in the storage to use it for the business, but we've outgrown that. So now we also have a 10 by 20 space that I rent just for kind of purgatory for the inventory.
Okay, so you got a 3-car garage and a 10 by 20 that you're using right now for space. Everybody remember this, okay?
And the side of our house.
Oh, and the side of the house. Okay, Mike, where do you store everything?
I have a 30 by 30 storage unit, public storage, where I try to keep my better stuff, eBay, et cetera, but I try to take everything right from unit to flea market that's not that stuff. So that's all I have is a 30 by 30.
Okay, Mike's got 30 by 30. Justin Grimes, how much square footage do you got that you're working with?
We got 14,000 in building, and then I've got a couple 30-yard containers and an acre yard, walled-in yard.
Okay, now remember this. He's got 14,000 square feet, and he said additional containers. Now, we have 7,000 square feet in the warehouse, and normally there's not enough space. All right, Renee and Casey, what kind of space are you guys working with?
Take some time.
Is Renee going to answer this truthfully?
I'm gonna
Because
answer-
I always say we're in the business of selling, not storing. So how many storage units do we have?
I'm going to answer truthfully. I'm going to go down the list. So we got a 3-car garage in the house with extra space. We got an upstairs room that's probably a 10 by 40 that's full of eBay stuff. Then I got this office, which is so-so. Then we have a 7,000 square feet main store.
Don't forget the.
Next time we talk, because I'm going to forget.
Okay.
7,000 square feet main store. 1,000 square feet net store, that's a sorting area. 1,800 square feet store. That's just the storage area. It's supposed to be eBay warehouse, but it's just a storage area now. And then we have a 24-foot box truck that's been packed for about a year because I haven't got a chance to get to it. And then I have about 10 units that have ranged from 10 by 20 to 10 by, the largest one is 10 by 40. So whatever that is.
Yeah, and we're quite proud of him because he used to have over 22 units. So
Oh my.
Okay, can we all agree? None of us have enough space.
Yeah, that's
Can
true.
we all agree?
Now you guys know why I say the store should be 20,000 square feet.
Can we all agree? No matter how much space you actually have, it's
Never be
enough.
Never enough.
Never, ever enough.
Renee wants to buy property with tons of land. He's like, this one has 5 acres. I'm like, what the hell are you going to do with all that land?
We build pole barns.
Scary.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, I don't think any of us have enough space. Okay, final thoughts as we get ready to wrap up tonight. We're going to start with Bargain Hunters Thrifts. Final words, final thoughts for all the viewers tonight. Bargain Hunters Thrifts.
Actually, you know what? Can you post something in the chat, Renee, so that people can follow your channel?
Yeah, let me put the let me go get the link to our channel. So I guess
if you just type something, they'll be able to click on it.
Everyone on the panel can type something in the chat so people can follow you. Another way to find everyone's links, you guys, is in the description box of this particular live. But I'm going to have everyone on the panel write something in the chat so that way you guys can follow. Click on the 3 dots and go to the channel and subscribe.
So, final thought. Thanks for watching, guys. You know, this panel is always fun. It's always fun to throw different ideas and see how different people do it. And for everyone watching, obviously follow our channel. We have our videos on our channel if you haven't seen it. That's from operating the store to we spend on $22,200 on a storage unit. Then we go through it. So we have all kinds of different stuff. And I got that video coming up with the crazy prices in San Diego, which you guys probably will love watching. So, because it was pretty crazy for San Diego that day. So like, I didn't like that.
I don't know what's in the water. These guys are going crazy.
Yeah.
Grimes Fines, I know you got something big going on right after this.
I do.
Big.
I was looking over to see how many people there is. 482 freaking people in here, and I just want to say thank you to them first. And hey, we love every single one of you. Seriously, you're the reason that I know I do this, and that's why we do premiere videos, because I don't think I'd do this if I couldn't interact with my subscribers. So after this, we're premiering a video actually like in 2 minutes with the countdown 4 minutes. So as soon as we get off here, hop over to my channel. My wife's typing something right now. Hop over, join us for a live premiere. And actually, Jeremy and George will be announcing a contest at the end of this video where we're doing a giveaway of one of the AA members' items, and they don't really
have to watch the. They'll have to watch the premiere to find out.
It's one of the AA members, and they don't know I'm giving it away. So you'll have to go watch, and we do post bonus footage. So stay tuned till the end. And Jeremy and George actually announce it themselves and tell you how you can to enter that contest. And other than that, you got to check out our auction. We got killer auctions open that close tomorrow, and what the hell will be open tomorrow. That's it. See you at the next unit, and we love you.
Mike, Storage Auction Pirate, closing words for everybody tonight.
I just want to say that I love everybody out there who watches all of our channels. I appreciate everybody who tunes in individually on our videos, on these meetings. Also the few of our people who couldn't be here tonight because they have other personal engagements. Don't forget that Justin's coming out next week, and you're going to see a lot of us getting together. Jack, Alex, Jeebus, Justin will be having some fun next week, so there'll be a lot of YouTube fun to watch.
Did you hear what George just whispered to me? She looked at me and she said, "Should we fly out?"
You should.
Well,
Definitely.
I was going to finish with saying I hope that one day we can all get together again. So if you guys do come out, that would be great to just put icing on the cake. So if everybody comment below if you think George and Jeremy should come out next week too.
Yeah.
Dude, we've got to all get together. This is getting expensive. Flying to California, driving to Ohio, then I'm driving to flying to California, then I'm driving to Ohio again in November. This is getting expensive, guys. We got to do something about it.
Let's bring a bunch of cash.
Bring a bunch of cash.
Locker nuts.
Oh, well, I think for us, the final words is we were excited to hit 25,000 this week. That was a big milestone. So we are very thankful for everyone that subs and all the awesome people that just support us and comment. And it's just been awesome getting to know the community. And we're excited about next week when Justin and his bride come to visit. It'll be super fun. And just got to go make some more videos. What about you, hon? Anything else?
Nope, that was pretty much it.
Ditto.
Our closing thoughts.
Hold on a sec. I need to do some super
I'm
chats
sorry.
that we missed.
I got closed off.
Shout out to Brewer95 for sending a $5 super chat earlier. Says, what up, everybody? And then I want to make sure I didn't miss any other super chats.
Oh, and guys, Sundays at 5 o'clock, we do a live Q&A. We do it right before What the Hell. So we go from 5 to 6, then What the Hell, 6 to 7. Then Mike was 7 to 8, right?
Yeah, pirate.
Or Auction Pirate. I know I would say Mike now.
Who's next to host?
Baby, I got closing thoughts.
What
Then
are
we
your
can go to
closing-
next.
Okay.
Big congratulations again to the Locker Nuts. We got to say that we love them dearly. They share our faith, and I think they share our love for the Lord as well. And we think they are very, very deserving. They work very hard, like everybody else on the panel. And we're excited that they are now in that 25,000 subscribers class of YouTubers. And so just can't say it enough. So thrilled for them. Also, want to thank George, which is George's younger brother,
My little brother.
little brother, and he helped me for 2 days straight in a giant unit, and so couldn't have done it without him. And if you want to see what's happening with that unit, that's the number 13. It may be cursed, or we may have crushed it, but it was a $25 unit antique seller. Half of it's on What the Hales, half of it's on Taking a Risk, RIZK, with George. And one more announcement. It's from George, and it's about our Grimes Find auction. What do they need to know about pre-registration, George?
Yes, I believe Grimes Finds put the link in the chat where you guys will need to pre-register for our Hailstorms auction, which is coming up next Monday, this upcoming Monday on the 13th. And the auction is an online auction, and it'll last about a week. So if you want to bid, all bids start at $1. You do have to pre-register, and I believe you need an active credit card, correct, Justin?
Yes. And we're going to repeat all this on our premiere too.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then there's a little friendly competition going on between us and Storage Auction Pirate, because he had the same online auction, and his auction was the Pirate's Booty, and ours is the Hailstorm.
If you call it a competition.
He said if you call it a competition.
You're right. There is no competition. Might as well declare us the winners already. All right, who's hosting next week, sweetheart?
Who's hosting next week?
Who's hosting next
Just
week?
remember, pirates sail through storms.
Ooh,
I think it's
nice.
I didn't hear that. Your phone was glitchy.
Justin will be here.
I said, just remember, pirates sail through storms.
Is it hard to host, or is it pretty easy with the software?
It's pretty easy.
Well, next Wednesday, you want to host?
yeah, why not?
I mean, we're not really part of the group totally, but if you have nobody else to host, we'll host next week.
I can walk you guys through it.
You guys, everybody good with Bargain Hunters Thrift hosting next week?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are up for host.
All right, time's up. We got to jump
All
on
right.
Grimes.
You ready? We love you,
Subscribers.
YouTube. She just correct. We love you, subscribers. Oh, yes, we do. Love you, subscribers. This is true. What's the next line, baby? Sing it with me.
When you're not near us.
We're blue. Oh, subscribers, we love you.
Sure to hop on Grimes Finds Premiere. We'll be in the chat. You'll see us in the chat as well.
Okay.
Well,
Sounds
so much
good.
for hanging out with us. Hope you guys had fun, and we'll see you this upcoming Sunday for our regular Sunday live Q&A, and then next Wednesday on Bargain Hunters Thrift channel for Auctions Anonymous. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, everyone.